Hello, very good morning, students. Am I audible? Students, am I audible? Okay, so let's start our today's lecture with the discussion of the yesterday's case, right? So, yesterday we learned about the case 3, that is, if our given non-homogeneous right-hand side's ordinary differential equation is of the form x raised to m or polynomial in x, right? At that time, first we have to write our function of d, that is the multiple of y, in the form of 1 plus phi d. And if we write 1 plus phi d in the numerator, then that is 1 plus phi d raised to minus 1. And that then after we replace this 1 plus phi d raised to minus 1 with the help of the binomial expansion, right? And our example was y double dash plus 2y dash plus 3y is equal to 2x square. So first we find the CF, that is the auxiliary equation, and our auxiliary equation is m square plus 2m plus 3. And with the help of the factors, formula is minus b plus or minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. We get our roots, that is minus 1 plus or minus root 2i. As our roots are complex, so we write our complementary function e raised to real part is minus 1. So e raised to minus x c1 cos into imaginary part is root 2, right? So c1 cos root 2x plus c2 sin root 2x. Okay. Now, for the second part, that is particular integral. For particular integral, pi is equal to 1 upon function of d, that is d square plus 2d plus 3 into 2x square. As you know, here we are going to replace this function of d in 1 plus phi d form. And as I told you yesterday, first we have to take our constant term common. If there is no constant term, then we have to take the lower power of the d common and replace this function of d in 1 plus phi d form. So if we take here 3 common, then I have 1 plus d square plus 2d by 3. And if I put this bracket in the numerator, then this is 1 plus d square plus 2d by 3 raised to minus 1, right? Now I am going to expand this term with the help of the binomial expansion. So with the help of the binomial expansion, what is the formula? That is 1 plus x raised to minus 1. So here 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube up to so on, right? So similarly, what is our x in this example? Our x is d square plus 2d by 3. So this is 1 minus x plus x square minus up to so on. Here we want only maximum power of d square. Why only 2? Because our outer side of power of x is 2. So we just want 2 because the derivative of x square is 2x, right? Derivative of d square of x square, that is 2, and d cube of x square 0. So here more power than 2 of d will give answer 0. Or d raised to 4x square is 0, d raised to 5x square is 0, all will give 0 answer, right? We have only two terms, d of x square and d square of x square. That's why we need only maximum power of d square in this bracket. So after simplification, 1 into x square is x square. Then here minus d square by 3 into x square, and here minus 2d by 3 into x square. So this is minus 2 by 3 dx square. This one is minus d square by 3x square. And here the first term and middle term we neglect because the first term it contained d raised to 4 power and middle term it contained d cube power. So in the last term, that is 4d square by 9. So 4d square by 9 into x square. And all the other terms we neglect. So here 2 by 3 x square. This is minus 4 by 3x. And why? The first derivative of this is 2x. So 2 2s are 4. So this is minus 4 by 3x. And simplification of these two terms will give 2 by 9. So this is the example of case 3. Let's move for other example for the better understanding, and that is d cube minus d into y is equal to x cube. Auxiliary equation is m cube minus m equal to 0. So if I get m common, this is m square minus 1, right? So factors are what? M minus 1, m plus 1 equal to 0. As m minus 1, m plus 1 equal to 0. So roots are what? Roots are 0, plus 1 and minus 1, right? So 0, plus 1 and minus 1. So with the help of the complementary functions rule, CF, C equal to C1 e raised to 0x. E raised to 0 is just 1. So we write here only C1. Then C2 e raised to 1x, C3 e raised to minus x. So this is our first part of the solution, that is CF. For PI, 1 upon function of d. Function of d is what? The multiple of y. So multiple of y is d cube minus d. Okay. So 1 upon function of d into x cube. As you all know, in this case, we are going to represent our denominator in the form of 1 plus phi d. There is no constant term. So we take the minimum power of d as common. So here minimum power of d is what? Minus d. So if I get minus d common from the denominator, I have 1 minus d square, right? So 1 minus d square after getting minus d common. So if I put this 1 minus d square in numerator, then I have 1 minus d square raised to minus 1, right? So 1 minus d square raised to minus 1. So 1 minus 1 by d. Now, if 1 minus x raised to minus 1, right? In the previous slide, see. In the previous slide, this is plus sign. If there is plus sign, then one sign is plus, then minus, plus, then minus. But if in the binomial expansion, if we have 1 minus x whole raised to minus 1, then 1 plus x square plus x cube up to so on. Formula is same, but all signs are positive. When 1 minus sign between 1 and x, right? So here minus sign between 1 and d square. This d square is x, right? So 1 plus d square raised to square plus d square raised to 3 up to so on. But here, see, simplification of this term is what? 1 plus d square plus d square raised to square. And d square raised to square is what? Raised to 4, right? And outer side of the bracket, x has power 3. So we just want the maximum power of d3. That's why we are neglecting all these terms, right? And we just need 1 plus d square. Got it? Now, here, minus 1 upon d. See, this is 1 into x cube, that is x cube, and d square into x cube. So first derivative of d of x cube is what? D of x cube. Just a minute. Here, d of x cube, that is 3x square, And what about d square of x cube? D square of x cube is 6x. Okay. So, okay, yes. So, here, first term is x cube, 1 into x cube, right? This one, 1 into x cube, and d square of x cube is 6x. So, minus 1 upon d, x cube plus 6x. As we discussed in our yesterday's lecture, what about just 1 upon d? If 1 upon d is there, it is the integration sign, right? So integration of x cube plus 6x with respect to x, and the integration of x cube is what? X raised to 4 by 4, and the integration of x is x square by 2. So after simplification, we have 3x square. Hence the general solution is what? Complementary function plus particular integral. So CF plus PI. Okay. Now, any doubt about these examples, students? If you have any doubt, let me know in the chat box. Any doubt, students? No doubt. Okay, answers are coming that. No doubt. Thank you so much. Let's move with one more example. Okay. See. Students, I'm taking this example particular because see, these example containing all three cases which we learn. See here, d square plus 16 into y equal to x raised to 4 plus e raised to 3x plus cos 3x. See here, right hand side, there are total 3 terms. See, middle term is what? Exponential term. Last term is what? Cos trigonometric term, right? And the first term is x raised to 4. So in middle term, we are applying case 1, which we learn in our second lecture. And cos 3x, that is about case 2, right? And the first term, x raised to 4, that is about case 3, right? So this example, in this example, we apply all 3 cases. So let's start. The auxiliary equation is m square plus 16 is equal to 0. So m equal to what? Plus or minus 4i, right? Why? See, m square plus 16, if I write right hand side, that is minus minus 16. So if I take square root both the sides, square root of 16 is plus or minus 4 and square root of minus is I. Okay. So okay. So square root of m square equal to m and minus 16 is equal to plus or minus 4i. So CF is what? C1 cos 4x, C2 sin 4x. Why? Here real part is 0. As real part is 0, so e raised to 0x, that is 1. So no need to write that. We are writing here just C1 cos 4x, C1 cos imaginary part plus C2 sin imaginary part, as our roots are complex because it contained I. So first part of the solution is complete now. Now for PI, second part. 1 upon d square plus 16, x raised to 4 plus e raised to 3x cos 3x. So I'm splitting this first term upon denominator, middle term upon denominator, and last term upon denominator. So x raised to 4 upon denominator, d square plus 16, e raised to 3x upon d square plus 16, and cos 3x upon d square plus 16. X raised to 4. Here we are applying case 3. So for case 3, we need our denominator as 1 plus 5d. So for 1 plus 5d, I am taking 16 common. So our denominator is 1 plus d square by 16, right? And if I put this 1 plus d square by 16 in the numerator, I have 1 plus d square by 16 raised to minus 1. Now for the second term, exponential term. So as per the rule of the case 1 or as per the rule of the exponential term, I have to just replace my multiple of x in the d. Whatever d is there, d square, d cube. Okay. So for the first case, I have to just replace my multiple of x, that is 3 in this d. So d square is there. So 3 square, so 9 plus 16 in the middle term. And for the last term, as per the rule of the case 2 and the cos and sine term, the multiple of x in this last term, I have to replace in the d square of d and put minus sign before that, which we discussed in our yesterday's lecture, right? So here 3 square minus sign is there. So minus 9 plus 16. Okay. Let's move for the next step. That is 1 plus d square by 16 raised to minus 1. Here I am going to apply the binomial expansion plus sign between 1 and d square plus 16. So 1 minus d square by 16 plus this is d square by 16 raised to, no need to write this, just you have to write the d square by 16 whole square, right? You have to write like that, 1 by 16, then 1 minus d square by 16 plus d square by 16 raised to 2 minus up to so on raised into x raised to 4. No need to write the more terms in this bracket because here power of x is 4. So we need just maximum power of d is 4, right? So here 1 minus d square by 16, then d square by 16 whole square into x raised to 4. Here 9 plus 16, that is 25 in the middle term, right? And the last term minus 9 plus 16, that is 7. So cos 3x by 7. So let's move for the next step. Here I'm going to just split the bracket in the first term, middle term and last term, keep it the same. So here 1 into x raised to 4, that is x raised to 4, then d square into x raised to 4, and then d raised to 4 into x raised to 4. That is this one. 1 into x raised to 4 is just x raised to 4. Then d square into x raised to 4. After simplification, we have 3 by 4 x square. And then d raised to 4 into x raised to 4 upon 256. So after simplification, we have 3 by 32. The middle term and last term, keep it the same. Okay. Hence, the general solution is complementary function plus particular integral. So student, this is the most important example because it contains all 3 cases in just one example. Have you any doubt regarding this? If you have any doubt about this example, let me ask in the chat box. Otherwise, we'll move for the next example. Let me know through chat box. Have you any doubt or not? Devanshi, particular which step you have doubt? Particular in which step you have doubt? Second step. Okay. See Devanshi. Here x raised to 4. See, I'm just writing all these terms separately. So x raised to 4 upon d square plus 16 plus e raised to 3x upon d square plus 16 and cos 3x upon d square plus 16. Right? Now I am applying all 3 cases separately. If you want to solve this step, then you have to just remember your first case. As per first case, if your right hand side, your numerator is exponential term and in the denominator function of d is there, then you have to just substitute multiple of x in this d. Multiple of x is what? 3. So d square, 3 square plus 16 is 9. So 16 plus 9, 25. For last term, you have to remind your second case. As per the second case, you have to replace multiple of x in just d square of d. Here only d square, there is no d cube like that, right? So you have to replace your multiple of x in d square of d and put minus sign before that. Got it? And for the first term, for the x raised to 4, you have to remind the case 3, which we are doing right now. And as per the case 3, you have to put your denominator in the form of 1 plus 5d. And as 1 plus 5d, so 1 plus, here I am taking 16 common, so 1 plus d square by 16. And if I put 1 plus d square by 16 in the numerator, then with the help of the binomial expansion, we'll do the next step. Okay, now got it? Thank you. Okay, students, let's move with the case 5, right? Case 4. Our case 4 is, see, everyone, you understand this case 4 only if you are understood case 1, 2, and 3. Without understood case 1, 2, and 3, you cannot do case 4. Okay. So for the case 4, when your right hand side of the given differential equation e raised to ax into v. V is what? V is a function of x. So it may be a sine term, it may be a cos term, or it may be a power of x, right? V is a function of x, but there is a particular type, that is, it may be sine x, it may be cos x, or it is a function of power of x, that is x raised to m. So V is any out of this, right? At that time, for the solution of this, you have to write for the pi 1 upon function of d into e raised to ax into v. Okay. See, now listen carefully. This is the most important step. For the solution of this type of step, you have to add, okay, not replace. You have to add multiple of x in d. Here multiple of x is a, so you have to add d plus a, right? Then you have to put your e raised to ax in the starting term, starting part. Then after simplification, whatever v is there, v is sine, v is cos, or v is x raised to m. So you have to apply case 2 or case 3 according whatever which v you has given. Okay, so let's start. Example. See, this is d cube y upon dx cube minus 2 dy by dx plus 4y e raised to x cos x. See here, see, in the last example, there is, see, e raised to 3x plus cos 3x, plus sign between them, right? But now there is no plus sign. There is a multiplication, e raised to x into cos x. Whenever exponential term into cos or sine term is given, you have to apply case 4. Okay, so let's start the auxiliary equation. Here, multiple of y, that is d cube by dx cube, so m cube minus 2m plus 4. Okay, this also we write as d cube minus 2d plus 4 into y, right? Into e raised to x cos x. So e raised to x into cos x. So the auxiliary equation is m cube minus 2m plus 4 equal to 0. Now these are the factors m plus 2 and m square minus 2m plus 2, as this is m cube. This is not quadratic equation. This is the cubical equation. So as this is cubic, the factors are m plus 2, m square minus 2m plus 2 equal to 0, right? From this, either m plus 2 equal to 0 or m square minus 2m plus 2 equal to 0. So from m plus 2 equal to 0, we have one real root, that is minus 2. And from this bracket, m square minus 2m plus 2 equal to 0, then applying minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac upon 2a, right? So after applying this formula in this equation, this is am square plus 2bm plus bm plus c equal to 0. So here our A is what? A is 1, B is -2 and C is 2. After applying this value in this formula, we are getting these roots, that is 1 plus or minus I. Here 1 is real part and 1 is imaginary part. So 1 is real part. So here e raised to 1x, C2 cos 1x and C3 sin 1x, but no need to write 1. And for the real part, C1 e raised to -2x. Okay, student. So any doubt about this CF in this example? Any doubt about this CF? Let me know in the chat box. I'm expecting the response from all of you. If you have any doubt, then say, then ask. And if you have no doubt, then also write that no doubt. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So CF is complete now, right? Now, what about the PI? Okay, students. Thank you so much. So for PI, as per the rule, 1 upon function of d, and our function of d, that is the multiple of y, is d cube minus 2d plus 4 into e raised to x cos x. As I told you, when your right hand side is exponential term into the cos term, for applying case 4, you have to add multiple of x of exponential term. Multiple of x from exponential term. So what is the multiple of x in this exponential term? 1, right? So I am doing 1. I am trying to 1 add in this d. So here d plus 1 whole cube, 2d plus 1 plus 4. Got it, student? See this slide. E raised to ax and to v, then you have to add this a into the d, right? The same thing I am doing here. Here I am doing the multiple of x is 1. So I am doing here d plus 1 whole cube. Here I am doing d plus 1. Then I am putting this e raised to x in the starting part, right? Because the role of e raised to x is complete now. Now, d plus 1 whole cube minus 2d plus 1 plus 4 and cos x is there. So after simplification, I have d cube plus 3d square plus d plus 3 into cos x, right? Now, I'm going to solve this example with case 2 because I have cos x right hand side now, right? And as per the case 2, cos x is there. So what is the rule of case 2? As per the case 2, I have to replace multiple of x in the d square of d and minus sign before that, right? In the d square of d and minus sign before that. So here, okay, see, if I am replacing, see carefully, okay, e raised to x, 1 upon, if I am replace, what is the multiple of x? Multiple of x is 1. And if I replace multiple of x in this d square, and minus sign before that, see this d cube is what? D square into d plus 3d square plus d plus 3 cos x, right? The next step of this. So if I replace, just a minute. So if I replace 1 in this d square of d and minus sign before that, then what? Minus 1d. So just minus d. Here minus 3. Because if I replace d square here 1 and minus sign before that, then that is just minus 3 plus d plus 3. So as per the case 2, my denominator is now 0. Got it, students? Or if you have any doubt, please ask me through chat box. You got it? By replacing multiple of x 1 in d square of d, and by putting minus sign before that, our denominator is 0. Okay. See, I am going to explain again one more time. This is the most important step. Please see carefully, everyone. See, as per the rule, our right hand side is cos x now, right? And as per the rule for case 2, I have to replace this multiple of x 1 in d square only. So here d cube. So I represent this d cube as d square into d. So d square into d is d cube. Okay. Then 3d square plus d plus 3, keep it the same. Now I am going to apply this 1. See, just a minute. I am explaining again. See, if I replace here minus 1 square into d plus 3 minus 1 square plus d plus 3. See, this is minus d. This one is again minus 3, then d plus 3. Now got it? Now your denominator is 0. And as per the rule, if after replacing, now got it, students? Let me know. If you have doubt, I will explain you again. I am just replacing this multiple of x in d square, and as per the rule, I have to put minus sign before that. Okay. So now our denominator is 0. So what is the rule? If our denominator is 0, I have to put x in the numerator and derivative in the denominator. So as per the rule, e raised to x, x in the numerator, and what is the derivative? 3d square plus 6d plus 1 into cos x, right? Because if I put my coefficient, and if I am applying my case 2 here, then my denominator is 0. So as per the rule, I have to put x in the numerator and derivative in the denominator. That's why the next step is, this is x in the numerator and derivative in the denominator, right? Now, again, I am going to apply case 2 here. So for case 2, I have to put 1 in the d square of d and minus sign that. This minus sign is not in the bracket, out of the bracket, right? So minus 3 plus 60 plus 1. So this is 6d minus 2. Okay. Now we want d square in the denominator. So I am taking conjugate. First, I am taking 2 common. So this is e raised to x upon 2. So 1 upon 3d minus 1 is there. And then after I am taking conjugate here. So 3d plus 1, multiply and divide with 3d plus 1. After simplification, I have e raised to x into x by 2, 3d plus 1 in the numerator, and in the denominator, after multiplying these two bracket, I have 9d square minus 1. Now I am replacing this 1 in this d square of d and minus sign before that. The minus 9 minus 1, that is minus 10. So minus 10 into 2. So in my denominator, there is minus 20. So, right, this one. E raised to x into x and minus 20 in the denominator, right? And in the numerator, 3d into cos x in the numerator, 3d into cos x and 1 into cos x. So d of cos x, that is minus sin x, right? So this is my pi, particular integral. Hence the general solution is CF plus pi. Now got it, students? Any doubt? Okay. See, this is one more example for the better understanding. Okay, thank you so much. for your kind response. Here d square minus 2d plus 5 into y is equal to e raised to 2x sin x, right? The auxiliary equation is m square minus 2m plus 5 equal to 0. So m equal to what? As per the rule, minus b plus or minus under root d square minus 4ac upon 2a. 1 plus or minus 2i. So this is the complex root. And as this is the complex root, so e raised to x, c1 cos 2x, c2 sin 2x. So one part is complete now. For the second part, 1 upon function of d into e raised to 2x sin x. See, again exponential term into sine term is there. So I am going to add this multiple of x from the exponential term in the d. So here I am putting d plus 2 whole square minus 2 d plus 2 plus 5, right? Now the role of the e raised to 2x is complete. So I am putting in the starting part of this, that is e raised to 2x. Now, after simplification, I have e raised to 2x upon 1 upon d square plus 2d plus 5 into sin x. As per the rule, I have to substitute multiple of x in d square of d minus sign before that. So after simplification, I have 1 upon 2d plus 4, right? So if I take 2 common, then e raised to 2x upon 2, just 1 upon d plus 2 is there. After taking conjugate in the numerator and denominator, d minus 2 upon d square minus 4. Then now again I am applying my case 2. So if I put 1 square minus sign before that, then in the denominator I have minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5 and minus 5 into 2, that is minus 10. Now d into sin x and minus 2 into sin x. So d into sin x, that is cos x, d by dx, right? Minus 2 sin x. Hence the general solution is y is equal to cf plus pi. Okay, students. So this is about the case 4. Case 4 you do only if you know about the case 1, 2 and 3, right? So if you have any query or any doubt regarding today's lecture, let me know in the chat box. We have just 1 minute is left. So if you have any query, you can ask through chat box. Okay, no doubt. Thank you. Answers are coming that students have no doubt, but still if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, so we complete total 4 case here. It is known as the shortcut method, and it is also known as the solution of the non-homogeneous differential equation, right? And what is the meaning of the non-homogeneous differential equation? Non-homogeneous differential equation is when your right hand side is not equal to 0. Okay. Yes, Vidhi, you are right. Yes, Trupti. Thank you so much, students, for your kind response. Happy that you all understand it very well. Okay.